Grand Theft Auto 3 is a game released in October 2001 by DMA Design. It was developed using the Criterion Rendezvous engine. DMA Design was the previous name of Rockstar Games, and in March 2002, DMA Design became Rockstar Studios, integrated into Rockstar Games, and renamed Rockstar North in May 2002. Grand Theft Auto 3 was the third main installment to the famous Grand Theft Auto series and the first 3D game of the franchise. It was a major success, and within a year of release, it sold 6 million copies and earned more than $250 million in revenues. It became the best-selling video game of 2001 and sold over 14.5 million copies by March 2008. Enough for Rockstar Games to continue the series and make the games we all know and love today. Grand Theft Auto achieves this success because of the way it achieves decent storytelling, solid character development, and impressive world building while maintaining the potential for mischief, and it's truly revolutionary. It's one of the first titles to truly perfect the open world genre. Now let's talk about the gameplay of Grand Theft Auto 3. In this game, you play as a criminal named Cloud Speed. He is given the nickname Silent Killer by the Grand Theft Auto fans. However, the name Cloud Speed wasn't confirmed to be his real name until his reappearance in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Only then it was confirmed. Sucks for him, I guess. So throughout the game, you are given various missions by different characters. It had many great side characters like Salvador Leone, 8-Ball, and Asuka Kaisen. These missions include killing gang leaders or other gangs and escorting VIPs to their destinations, etc. It has a total of 77 missions in the game. However, in the entirety of the game, Claude doesn't speak a single word. That's why he's known as Mute Boy. He is completely different from the other Grand Theft Auto protagonists. He did not receive any voice actor, and compared to the other protagonists, he's at an inherent disadvantage with his lack of a personality and backstory. And it wouldn't be wrong to call him the worst Grand Theft Auto protagonist. The reason for him not having a voice actor is because Rockstar's focusing more on NPCs in the game. At the start of the game, Claude's girlfriend Catalina betrays him while they were robbing a bank. After that, his real arc started, and he finally realized that bros matter more than hoes. But that was until he met Maria. Catalina also made a comeback in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. She was also the girlfriend of CJ. And there it was revealed how these two met. Side note, GTA San Andreas takes place before Grand Theft Auto 3, and it takes place in 1992, while GTA 3 takes place in 2001. So the rest of the game, Claude seeks revenge from Catalina, while also killing loads of other people and getting betrayed 5 times during the story, mainly by Salvador Leone, Catalina, Miguel, and some others. By the end of the game, Claude finally gets back on Catalina and kills her with his new love interest, Maria, who also happens to be the wife of Don Salvador Leone, who was killed by Claude. Fun fact, in 2001, Maria was 26, while Salvador was, just by his looks. The narrative of this game was pretty good for being a 2001 game. The gunplay was also cool, nothing too basic and nothing too confusing. Now, the GTA games are not direct sequels, so Grand Theft Auto didn't receive a direct sequel, but it did have a prequel which was released in 2005 October for the PSP, PS2, PS3 and mobile devices. It was called Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. It was set 3 years earlier in 1998 and features several characters from Grand Theft Auto 3. The protagonist was Tony Cipriani, who was also present in Grand Theft Auto 3 as an ally in the start of the game. It was a pretty good game overall and superior in gameplay to Grand Theft Auto 3. However, in the November of 2021, Rockstar released the definitive edition of Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City and San Andreas, named it Grand Theft Auto Trilogy The Definitive Edition. It was more like the Defective Edition. It had a lot of bugs, I mean a lot. Buggy rain, the draw distance was awful, and there were probably a million other problems. It was developed by Grove Street Games. The game was released in a very buggy state and disliked by fans due to it destroying the original glory of these games. And the worst thing was that the original games, which were much better, were removed from the stores by Rockstar. Grove Street Games were also responsible for ruining these games on their 10th anniversary by developing the awful mobile ports of those games. Mainly it was San Andreas, which was very bad. The others were not quite bad, but also not very good. But Rockstar still gave them the definitive edition to do it, which also turned out to be a disaster. Now, all of this raises one single question. How did Grand Theft Auto 3 revolutionize the open world genre? Grand Theft Auto 3 had a significant impact on the gaming industry as a whole, and here are reasons how it achieved that glory. Now, the first being the 3D open world. While there were many open world games before this game, it was one of the first to offer a fully realized 3D open world experience. The shift from 2D to 3D allowed for a much more immersive and realistic gameplay experience. And second, narrative and freedom. It introduced a compelling narrative within an open world setting. Players could follow the main storyline or choose to explore the city and engage in various activities at their own pace. The balance between a structured narrative and the freedom to explore set a new standard for open world games. Now, third being non-linear gameplay. The game gave players the freedom to complete missions and objects in a non-linear fashion. This approach encouraged experimentation and creativity, allowing players to approach challenges in their own unique ways. Now, the fourth, criminal sandbox. This game allowed players to engage in a wide range of criminal activities, from carjacking to bank heists. This criminal sandbox concept was groundbreaking for its time, as it provided a level of player agency and freedom rarely seen in previous games. The fifth, dynamic AI and living world. Now, of course, this is 2001. The AI isn't like super advanced and could breathe on their own and then go to specific places. They just circle around the map, mostly the cars. The game featured a living, breathing city populated by AI-controlled pedestrians, vehicles, and law enforcement. This dynamic ecosystem responded to player actions, creating a sense of immersion and realism to 2001 standards. Now, the sixth and final being influence on subsequent games. The success of GTA 3 paved the way for many other open-world games that followed. It influenced game design, mechanics, and storytelling in titles like Saints Row, Watch Dogs, Sleeping Dogs, and the later installments of the Grand Theft Auto series. Now, this game demonstrated the potential of open-world games to captivate players and tell engaging stories. This impact encouraged other developers to explore the genre, leading to a wave of innovative open-world titles. In short, this game, Grand Theft Auto 3, revolutionized the open world genre by introducing a fully realized 3D world, combining narrative and player freedom, offering a criminal sandbox experience, and creating a dynamic and ironic game environment. Its influence on subsequent games and the game industry as a whole is still felt today. Now, that answers the question how Grand Theft Auto 3 revolutionized the open world genre. That sums up today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, take care.